For years, holidaymakers have been told not to swallow tap water or get ice in drinks. Well, we decided to put the warnings to the test and find out exactly what the real dangers are. Graham Butler reports from Bali. The results have turned up some genuine surprises.
Bali's water has been blamed on everything from infections to Bali belly. We all know you shouldn't drink the tap water, but what's really wrong with it?
We actually test Bali's water for the first time.
Our undercover investigation set out to discover exactly what lurks in the Holiday Isles water. We tested samples from a variety of sources: water from a shower, hotel tap water, pool water in a family resort, sea water from the beach at Kuta, ice from a hotel, and popular water bomb theme park.
We test a number of hotels, we test a number of food factories, and we also test a cruise line that works out of Bali.
Our samples were collected according to the conditions set down by the laboratory in Bali. They were then tested independently by a government-approved lab.
The testing of it, they have their own laboratories, which are a very high standard, and they're accredited by the Indonesian government in Jakarta.
We also tested water samples in Perth to compare the Bali results. Ed Reid is consultant microbiologist at ProMicro in Perth. He tested our Australian samples.
ProMicro actually works with the ProMicro Bali people, and we act as consultants and help them get on and establish different techniques and ways of being safe with food and water.
Our tests were looking for the sorts of bugs that might make you sick, microbiology like E. coli. Australian standards use what's called the MPN method. It stands for the most probable number, which counts the bacteria in the sample. A level of less than 150 per 100 mils is considered safe for swimming pools. Less than 2 is safe for drinking water. Our Perth tap water test returned a reading of less than 2 MPN, so that's our benchmark.
Less than 2 MPN means there are no bacteria present.
So how does Bali fare? First up, Water Bomb Park, popular with kids, but how popular is it with bacteria? The results were stunning. The water standard was as good as a Perth swimming pool, less than 2 MPN. The water sample from the Bali hotel pool was the same. According to Ed Reid, the results show increasing standards across Bali generally.
Enormous long way. They've achieved a lot. Like us, they've still got a long way to go, but they have really gone ahead in leaps and bounds.
For years, travellers have been told not to have ice in their drinks. Now, things have changed. Our tests confirmed there was nothing of concern in the ice served in our drinks.
The ice is controlled very rigidly by the government laboratories, and they test it very regularly, and certainly we haven't found any results that don't comply.
The biggest shock in our test results came from Bali tap water. It returned a result the same as Perth water. Despite obvious concerns, the result was less than 2 MPN. Certainly safe to drink.
Theoretically, it's good enough to drink, but many of us who've seen the older Bali, and there are not everyone will have had these very good results that you've got.
The advice is still not to drink tap water in Bali because the supply could differ depending on where you are and which hotel you're staying in.
Very often the hotels do have to get their own water supply, put in their own treatment plants to make certain that everything is going the way it should be. Practically, no. I would say definitely we still stick to bottled water, then you won't get any problems.
Of all the tests we conducted, the only samples to return positive tests for microbiology was the Kuta Beach ocean water. But it was within the acceptable range, and according to Ed, you would expect that result from any ocean water.
Yes, and it was extremely low there in the ocean. I think that if you were able to find some around in summertime on our beaches, you'd have found much higher results than what you found up there.
Still, concern exists about pollution in some areas of the island's seawater, particularly areas where drains empty. But based on our tests, Bali passes with flying colours. Good news for WA's 400,000 Bali visitors every year.
So they are happy with the standards that they're seeing. They're going to get better. and they're constantly being monitored to see that they do get better.
And as we heard in that report, it's still not recommended